I wanted to provide some brief information about this Craftsman 7,000 watt generator. Recently picked this up and wanted to run through a few of the features about the unit. It is extremely user friendly. I've been extremely pleased with it so far, and just mostly for me, when I'm looking at an item, I want to find a walkthrough or a video that will give more detailed information possibly than you can see in the description on the website. So right here in the front, you have your choke, your engine on-off switch, your electronic start, and then starting here, your covered panels for your 4 120 volt outlets, your reset switches in case one of your electronic items that you have plugged in trips the system, and then over here you have your 120 240 volt receptacle, which is a lock-in type. So this takes the rounded plug that you would stick in there and twist in. That'd be more for a pigtail type situation. If you wanted to tie into your panel, you can have a professional do that, of course. It's extremely simple. The unit came here with the core block in the box, and the wheels were unattached along with the axle and these feet. Everything else was all together, so the setup time was maybe 4 or 5 minutes at the most. Right here on the side, on the opposite of the wheels, you have a quick pull up with a positive lock. And just the small things are interesting to me. Instead of what you would normally do is press this button down and have to get your fingers out of the way or pinch, they set up a really neat system right here where all you have to do is push that button in and your fingers are out of the way. So that makes it nice and easy to store. And also I had to connect the negative battery terminal. But other than that, everything was set up and ready to go. Up here on top, you have the fuel cap, which is nice and big, 8.5 gallons. I'm not using this currently, so I don't want to store in a lot of additional fuel. But right here, I'll see if I can shake it so you can see there is a fuel gauge. Let's see. Yeah, right here at the bottom, there's a red needle that comes up and shows you. But with 8.5 gallons at a normal load, you should be getting 10 to 12 hours of use out of this thing. Over here on the side, in case your electronic start doesn't work, you do have a pull handle, and I'll show you in just a moment the electronic start as well as the pull start. Your fuel valve, when not in use, you're going to want to turn this to the off position. So I'll turn that back on because I'm going to start it here. And here's your air filter with an additional choke as well, which, as I showed you earlier, was also on the front. That's just a different feature for you there. So now, one thing I should note about this is it has an automatic CO2 guard. I am right directly next to my garage door, and normally you would not want your generator this close to your house. You're going to want to back it up 10, 15, 20 feet for safe operation and make sure that the fumes don't get into your house. But to start this, what we're going to do is we're going to pull the choke out. We're going to turn the engine on, and it's as simple as this. It'll be a little loud, so you won't be able to hear me, but you just push this button. Push the choke back in. And there you go. You're up and running. So flip that open, plug it in, and you're good to go. Turn it back off there. Just as simple as that. So let me show you. Let's say this has been in your garage. Obviously, when not in use, you're going to want to disconnect that battery and then potentially leave it on some sort of trickle charger as well. But let's say you have a power outage, you go in the garage, you try to start this thing up and it doesn't because your battery's dead. Well, here, all you would do, turn your engine switch on, and again, I'm holding the phone with one hand and I'm right-handed. I'm going to pull this with my left hand. It does not take a hard pull, just out, and you're good to go. So here in North Carolina, a lot of times when the power is out, it's because of a hurricane, storm, something like that. It's raining outside. You don't want to be fiddling with trying to connect your battery. So you've got a redundant system with the pull start and the battery.